retro ghetto.
Hi everybody, welcome to this week's vlog.
Good boy. Indeed, welcome to this week's vlog, and we are kicking it off with a bang. Me and little man have got the day together, so we decided to come to Lichfield. Beautiful place, there's a nice cathedral here, a very picturesque town. I've not been here since I did the how many CEXs can I visit in one day challenge, and I remember it being a good CEX. There's loads of charity shops as well, so it's a nice place for me and little man to come out, enjoy the day, go to the park, and obviously do some hunting for games and toys. So right, we're gonna do it. You ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, so we're heading straight to the big CEX. This is the one, if you guys remember from when I did that how many CEXs in one day challenge, where security came and stopped me from filming. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if I'm gonna get stopped again. The Lichfield security are on it. But here we are. Little man's in. Let's see what I've got, mate. What's here? Interesting. It's quite a clean copy, actually. What is that? £1. I'm a big UFC fan, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I'm slightly tempted. I was thinking about buying this. It looks really clean, but at the side, I think you're gonna see the label. It's got a couple of dings, and I don't know, 18 quid to have dings on the shelf for just a wine meal, so might have to leave that one. Okay, so I did pick up one game from CEX. I might end up going back. We've got a Super Nintendo game that I think I need. I mean, it's not a game you want, but it's £10. And you know, like I always say, if you see a Super Nintendo game completely over £10 or less, you buy it. So by my own rules, I've got to buy it, and it looks in really clean condition. So I might go back there on the way out. What have we got here? Looks like more than your standard. £3 though. This is sometimes the problem when you see games that are outside of just your standard sports games. Usually the prices reflect as to why that is. These are probably cheaper at CEX. What? I mean, this is why they're sat here, I guess. Okay, so I think I just hit a jackpot. Picked up some games, and they're all worth more to trade in than what I paid for them. I paid £2 each, but one in particular, I can't believe the value of it. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research. When I sit down, get little man something to eat, we'll go through them. But I think I've just found a real gem. I have never seen this game. Why is it £15? Okay, so mixed results in there. That game that I looked at, I thought I found something special. Then at £15, it's £1 at CEX, and I think this is people's issue with charity shops, isn't it? I mean, by all means, get your money, right? I've just found a bargain in the shop before. Put all your prices up to something, you know, probably slightly below market value. You didn't pay for the item itself, but raise what you can for charity. But I mean, where they're pulling £15 from if it's a £1 game at CEX? But there was something good in there. Hey, show them what you got. Look at that. Playmobil set, £4. What do you think? You happy?
Yeah.
He looks happy. Okay, so that was Oxfam, where you saw Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition, whatever it's called. Now, I think they're the epitome of getting it right. Oxfam usually bang on. They clearly do look at prices for individual items. They had it listed at £10, which is what CEX give you cash for that game, and they sell it for 15. So I think that's like the sweet spot, really, isn't it? If you want that game, £10 a great deal. Certainly not ripping anybody off. So yeah, I think that's quite good business on their part. The chap in there, I said to him, if you got any hip hop, because they've got loads of CDs in Oxfam. Just making sure I haven't lost him. They had loads of CDs. I said, you got any hip hop? He said, oh yeah, it's all listed on eBay. Do you want to see it? I said, well, yeah. So he brought me out all these boxes, and he said, oh, I can't really sell it individually because it's all like listed on eBay as a couple of like job lots. I said, have you got any bids on? He said, no. So I thought, well, okay. So I pulled a few out the 2 separate boxes, and pulled out £20 note, and I said, we take this? And he said, yes. I wouldn't say I got a bargain. I'll show you what I got when we get back to the car. But there was one album in particular which I really wanted, and I think it's got quite a bit of value attached to it. So yeah, I think I did okay. But as I said, I've got a bag full now. We're on our way to look at the cathedral. Can't quite see it. It's up there. Give little man some culture. And we're going to play on the park. And then I'll show you everything I've bought. Okay, so back at the car, and what an amazing trip. I love this place. So many charity shops per square mile. It's crazy. Little man had a good time. What you got there? What's up, Warrior? Got loads of stuff to show you guys, like a whole bag full. But I'll show you when I get back to the Retro Ghetto, because as you probably saw in the last clip, I've got myself some brown stewed chicken and jerk chicken, rice and peas. So yeah, I've got a dumpling on the side. I'm gonna eat this before it gets cold. I'll see you guys with a full belly back in the Retro Ghetto 3.0. Okay, so we are back in the 3.0. Excuse the dull lighting. I found these bulbs on that are overhead in this section. It kind of just like has a blur effect on the forward-facing camera, and I want to be able to see what I'm doing. And this is what the vlogs are all about, right, guys? We're ghetto by name, ghetto by nature. But I want to go through the pickups that I got from, yeah, what was a fantastic day. Me and little man had a great day. We got back a few hours ago. We've since been to the park and playing with his new Playmobil and stuff. So, yeah. First thing I'll go through is the music I picked up. I think I alluded to it when I came out of the Oxfam shop. And again, just to reiterate, Oxfam, I think they got it bang on with the pricing with the video games. Like I say, they had the stood for what CEX give as a cash price. So I think that's like a good blueprint for shops. And also, as I said, I'll ask the sales assistant if there was any hip hoppings. I couldn't find any hip hop. One of the things I love about Oxfam charity shops is they're very well organised. You're not going to necessarily get bargains because they do their homework on stuff, but it's one of them places I can go in and I can really like dive into genres of music and find specific things rather than just going to a charity shop and literally going through a million different random Cliff Richard CDs to try and find something I might be interested in. He said these were like all listed as job lots on eBay, so he kind of wanted me to buy everything, which I didn't want to do because he had like starting bids of like 40 quid, I think, and I didn't want to send that much, and there was only a few CDs I wanted. He didn't want to split it, but when I pulled out a £20 note and I said, look, I'll give you 20 quid, he went in the back, had a conversation with whomever, and yeah, they agreed to it. So yeah, I've got a nice pile of hip hop here, so we'll go through it real quick. Okay guys, so it's future me cutting in. I don't want to bore you all going through every CD, but this is basically what I picked up, and this is the one that I really wanted, J Dilla RIP. This is selling for sort of like 15 quid on eBay, so yeah, I think all in all, it was a nice deal. All that, 20 quid. I'll take that. It's getting harder and harder to find some hip hop CDs out and about now. And then we'll get to the video games. Okay, so we'll do the charity shop finds first. So you've probably seen on the footage, these games were £1.95 across the board. So I bought Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition. So it's also got Modern Warfare Remastered. So it's got like the campaign and 10 MP maps, whatever that is. That looks like a decent edition to own. Hopefully that's on the disc and not just a download code. Forza Horizon 2 and Call of Duty Black Ops. So for these, I'm going to show you the other one in a minute. So for these 4 games I paid £7.80 I think, and I had a quick look and I could trade these in at CEX for I think £14. I could take this down now. Forgive me, it was cold in here when I first got in here. I forgot to put the heating on before I came in. I think it was about £14 trading, so I can't really go wrong with buying these, right? So even if I don't decide to put them in my collection, I can trade these in for more than I paid for them. So this is the one that I alluded to when I came out the shop and I was buzzing saying, oh, I found a gem. It might not be the gem that I thought it was. I'm still a little bit unsure. So basically, it's Pro Evolution Soccer 2016, but it's like the European Championships version. It's the Euro 2016 France version. I'd never seen this version before. Usually it's got Neymar on the front. I've never seen the Bale European Championships version. And it did this weird thing when I scanned it on the CEX app. It came up with like the price is like £22 or £26 or something. So I thought, oh, I've like struck gold, right? This is like rare because I'd never seen it before. I thought, wow, it must be like hard to find variants. There are a few football games that are quite hard to find. I think 2018 Pro Evo on the Xbox, that's like an expensive game. There's quite a few, so I thought I found one. But then I looked on eBay and it's selling for like £5. So I thought, okay, CEX have got that massively overpriced. Then I scanned it again and it came through in a strange format. I'll put it on screen now. So I messaged my friend who works at CEX and he just said that it's a dead code, so maybe it was that price once upon a time. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. It's probably not the gem that I thought I'd find, to be honest, but I'll let you know if there's any more developments with that once I've got some more conclusive information on this. But yeah, just happy to find video games in charity shop that are worth picking up, to be honest. So yeah, happy with that. And then, as I say, the first place we went to was CEX, and I picked up Blaze Blue. Just a fighting series I've always been interested in. It just looks like my kind of art style. That 2D art style looks fantastic. I can't wait to give this a blast, to be honest, just to see what the series is all about, because yeah, I just really want to explore it. I love my one-on-one fighters, so really excited for that. I did go back to pick up the golf SNES game, Pebble Beach Resort or something it's called. Not the best game, but it was £10. I had a voucher in my pocket and it was really clean. So I went back before I left and I said, can I have that please? The boy said, can't. It was really nice condition, really nice. Sadly, no manual. I left it because I'm not going to buy what is like a shelf filler type game. You know, I'll buy as many Super Nintendo games as I can. But for the lesser price titles, I'm not going to buy them if they're incomplete. It just doesn't make any sense. I can pick up a complete version easy and cheap enough elsewhere. So I didn't bother with that in the end. But all in all, yeah, fantastic day. Litchfield is an amazing place. There's so many charity shops. There must be, I don't know, 15 in the small town centre. Amazing cathedral, amazing food. Wow, that food, I'm so happy sat in the car eating that food. It was unreal. So yeah, I'll be regularly hunting down there now, hunting those charity shops. I just think, really, what was a great day out for me and the little one. That's not a bad haul at all, and not a bad way to kick off this week's vlog. I've got loads more things planned, both in here and out and about hunting, so yeah, on to the next one. Spoiler alert, look away now if you're not finished God of War Ragnarok, platinumed it. I've done it. Let's go. Take that just head off. Where are we at now? What time is it? Just gone 10. I found her easier than King Ralph, actually. What's he going to do? Come on, finish her. Yes! I spent too many hours to let her go. That should be my first ever platinum trophy. It took me about 80 hours, this game. I've loved pretty much every minute of it. And the plan is to maybe platinum every... Let's see if I get it. Where is it? Where is it? Is it coming? Get in there, my son! First ever platinum. Had to be a God of War game. And I say I might now. Oh, I might now pursue every God of War platinum trophy, but yeah, glad to have documented this on film. Buzzing. Retro Ghetto. Today is a big day. I've got lots of research to do for a video you guys would have already seen. So the video you guys would have seen on Wednesday will be me seeing how much value there is in my Super Nintendo collection. I spent quite a bit of time last night doing the bottom shelf, of which it was quite staggering as to how much value there is just sat there in what I thought was basically the crap shelf, if you like. So today I'm going to finish editing the vlog that you'll have seen on the Sunday of me going to Leicester and all the other stuff. It doesn't take much editing the vlogs, but obviously it still takes a bit of time to make sure it's all there and all together and watchable. And then I'm going to get pricing all the games that are on the Super Nintendo wall, get all the facts and figures and everything, and basically get myself in a position where I'm ready to film that video over the next day or so I can have that out for Wednesday. And hopefully you guys have already seen it, and hopefully you enjoyed it, because so far the sub results are very surprising. So I'm intrigued as to see how much value there is on this wall itself. But yeah, got plenty to do. I'm going to finish my tea and crack on. Okay guys, so I'm checking back in and still cracking on with the research for the Super Nintendo game. So this bottom shelf has been done. As I say, it's interesting because you'll already know the results ahead of me. I don't know what's happening, but you watching this, if you saw Wednesday's video, you'll know the complete value of my Super Nintendo collection. But yeah, I've just done the bottom shelf, Super Metroid, and the bottom row on the SNES wall. And yeah, this is how much work it takes, because I'm looking at like what they're selling for, but equally I'm trying to pick examples that are worth discussing on the episode itself. I'm also looking for anomalies, I'm looking at condition. There's always going to be those odd games that sold for ridiculously over increased prices. I'm trying to compare my condition to those and give you guys examples so it's all transparent. So yeah, there's a lot of like looking for each individual game to try and come up with the most accurate representation and value as possible. But I've just got this from Amazon, just turned up in the post. I just put it on charge for 5 minutes, and now's the first time we're going to use it. And this is basically to show the games and toys and whatever else it is I'm buying, without having to sort of spin it around my hand, and just give you guys a better overall look. You'll know why this game's out if you've watched the episode. Let's see how this is going to work. So there's a button on the back. Well, first of all, just do it this way around. There it is. So I think you press that one. Is that right? Is it on? Well, that was very anticlimactic. It must have not charged enough, so we'll get back to that. Okay, so it wasn't working because you need to either put batteries in it, you can put a rechargeable battery in it and then charge it by this method, or you can have it plugged in so that obviously it doesn't require batteries. I mean, I'll probably just put batteries in it for ease of use, but just for now so I can have a look at it. What we got here? Okay, so let's click some buttons, see what happens. Well, it's moving. So that one tends to go halfway and then back. There's different settings where it'll go all the way around, clockwise, anti-clockwise, speed settings and whatnot. But yeah, I just thought it could be better for these kind of shots on the videos. Okay, so I've taken a little break from getting on my facts and figures. I've just got the last 2 shelves to do, and I've decided to have a go on the 360 kiosk. I'm playing a bit of Tekken 6, which is part of the Fighting Edition game that I've got, where you get like 3 fighters in one disc, one box should I say. I've pulled it out a bit, and there's a lot of wires about because I'm working on a few modifications. I've got some big plans for this kiosk, and I'm just sort of in the early stages of figuring out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. But yeah, there's going to be a future video where I'm going to be fully modifying this kiosk, and yeah, I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be brilliant when it's done. But yeah, more about that in due course.
Retro Ghetto.
Shall we go to Toy Fair?
Yes, I want to buy a toy.
You want to go to Toy Fair?
Yeah, I want to buy a toy for my money.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay, another day, another hunt. Me and little man, he's dying to show you his Rio. We've come to Stafford County Toy Fair. Just wanted to have another day out with the boy before he goes back to school. You looking forward to it?
Yep.
What are you looking for?
More plastic toys.
Plastic toys. I mean, I think you'll be in luck. Let's go. looks like a busy one.
I haven't got this Avenger.
First stall, and you already want something. It's going to be a long trip. Yeah, loads to see. You alright, mate? Yeah, I'm alright, thank you. So little man's got his own money. I think he's got £4. I'm trying to teach him the value. It's like trying to teach him the value of money. So I'm trying to explain to him that you don't have to buy things as soon as you get here. To have a look round first. Obviously, he already wants everything. The chances of him finding something that's £4 or less is very slim, but doing my best to try and educate him. And he's found something else. Okay, we're entering the second room. Really good turnout. Great to see these Django toys. These quickly got pulled off the shelves. I think it was looked at as profiteering from slavery due to the content of the film. Really cool to see, but obviously, given how rare they are very expensive figures now. But yeah, it's a shame that some more of the line didn't come out. I understand why, but it was such a good movie. So I found some games. A nice example of Kirby's Ghost Trap here, and a nice protector. Some other nice games in here. Total Carnage. Again, I've got the Super Nintendo games. Galaga. Okay, successful trip. Couple of laps. I've got some games. Little man spent his money. Let's go and have a look at what we got. Okay, so we're back in the car. Successful morning. Show them what you got. He spent all his pennies. And what are you going to do with them?
Make a sledge for Kratos and Ryu.
He's got a Kratos toy, and there's a part on God of War Ragnarok that he's been watching me play, where you're on like a sled and you got the wolves that pull you. And I saw him this morning making a little setup with like some makeshift wolves. So when we saw these, it was perfect to go home and make a little God of War sled for Kratos. Yeah, that'll be good. I picked up a couple of games. I'll show you those when I get back to the Retro Ghetto. But yeah, good morning. It's always a good toy fair, Stafford. Let's go. Okay, so I've been back a little while now from the toy fair, and I want to show you guys what I bought. So as you would have seen on the footage, there was one guy that was selling some really nice stuff. He had a lot of the boxed Hasbro WWF figures. He had some games, some real nice high-end. He's the guy that had the Django figures. A really nice guy. Shout out to you, Ian, if you're watching. You've actually seen a couple of my videos previously, so we're having a chat. But I bought a couple of bits from him. And the main thing I bought was a Game Boy game. Always nice to get Nintendo cardboard in good condition. This is Arcade Classics number 3. I think there is only 3 of these. And this is the Galaga and Galaxian one. I mean, just perfect games to be playing on a Game Boy, really. Honestly, I don't play the Game Boy that much, and if I do play it, I play it on the Super Game Boy via the Super Nintendo. But I just love the games. I love displaying Game Boy games. We can get nice condition ones, which sadly can be a bit few and far between. But yeah, happy to add decent conditioned Nintendo cardboard to the collection. He did me a really good deal. He gave me this and this next game for 20 quid, which is good. I think that game alone sells for like 25 or something on CEX, so not too bad. And I bundled in Wipeout Fusion. This was a series I remember playing as a kid when it first came out and just being in awe of how fast it was, right? That was kind of how it was billed, as this sort of super fast racing. It was all futuristic, and I remember it being like just a very cool game to play when it first came out. But a series I haven't really touched since, but as I say, I just bundled this in with it. Just another game for the PS2 that I don't already own. And on the way home, I just popped into the local charity shop. They didn't have much in there. There was a couple of games, but nothing that I needed for collection. Nothing really worth taking to CEX. But again, I'm always on the hunt for CDs. and another classic album that I don't have this time around because I got rid of all my CDs. Like the missus taught me into it a few years ago. I know, it still hurts. 50 Cent, classic album, Ghetto Should I Try. And so yeah, I'm probably going to put this on now. I've got a crack on with the editing for Wednesday's video, which you guys will have already seen hopefully, which is the how much would my Super Nintendo collection sell for on eBay. It's a working title at this stage, but there's loads to do. I've got lots of editing to do, so I'm going to be cracking on with that, and it'll probably going to take me the best part of today and into this evening, probably late tonight, getting that done. So yeah, I'm going to be cracking on, but great toy fair, really enjoyed it.
What are you doing?
Retro Ghetto.
Okay guys, want to do a quick update. I've not vlogged anything for a couple of days. I've been so busy with this Super Nintendo collection video. As you can see, it looks like a Super Nintendo bomb's gone off in here at the moment. Yeah, it's taken a lot of time, this one. It's only a 16-minute video, but I think there's almost 100 overlays, camera changes, etc. in the 16 minutes. So yeah, it's been very time consuming, but I'm hoping it's worth it. I hope you guys have enjoyed that video. Let me know in the comments if you watched what was Wednesday's video and if you enjoyed it. You know, I've really enjoyed delving into the collection more, but yeah, it's certainly taken up a lot of my time over the last couple of days. So yeah, it's been a couple of late nights and early mornings. But what I did want to show you guys, besides from all this mess that I've got to tidy up once I finally finished editing, is this. As part of the Retro Ghetto 2.5 clear out, I found these. I can't bring myself to throw these away for some reason. I'm hoarding these cereals, right? And they are long out of date. January 2019. I've still got the cereals in them. Should I eat them? Should I eat them on next week's vlog? I'm so tempted. Like, curiosity has got the best of me. Unless they're covered in mould, I think about it. Let me know if you want to see me eat these cereals on next week's vlog. I'm going to regret saying this. Okay, so yet another day has passed. I was grinding away to get the Super Nintendo collection video finished. It's now all done. It was another late night getting the thumbnail and everything sorted out, but that's actually about to go live any minute now. So yeah, looking forward to seeing the reaction to that. But as you can see, we managed to get the room clean, so that was the most important thing. Got a nice tidy room. I'm hoping to get some real gaming done tonight, maybe to have a real session. So it's nice to have a clear space, right? Tidy room, tidy mind and all that. As you've probably just seen, I just went to the charity shop and there was a box full of Nintendo DS. Now, when you first see something like that, obviously you get excited, right? Like my eyes lit up, I thought, oh, there's going to be loads here. It was, I mean, the joy of the 2DS was that it was more accessible to people that aren't just gamers, but as a result, you get a lot of like Sudoku games and crosswords and all that kind of stuff, which I'm not interested in, and certainly there's no money in them to sort of flip to CEX, but there was one game in there, good old Super Mario Brothers. This is something that is a staple in charity shops. I find this all the time. £10 trading on that, so that's over £8 profit in terms of CEX trade credit, so that's nice. I've got a nice little pile now, so we might actually be taking a trip to CEX tomorrow to trade some stuff in. I've heard through the grapevine they've got some nice retro in, so keep it tuned to the video for that, and we'll take a trip to CEX hopefully tomorrow, see what we can buy. But on to more pressing issues. I'm in that great position where I finished God of War Ragnarok, got myself the Platinum Trophy, so now I've got to choose my next game. When you've got this many games, it's a real sort of heavy burden, right? What game you're going to choose next. I'm still playing through Cuphead, nothing's changed there, really enjoying it, but I'm doing like a boss or two every day, and I'm playing it more portably, to be honest, in the main house, on the Switch, before bed and things like that, so I'm going to play that alongside a new mainline game that I'm going to start. I've got a bit of a short list here in terms of what games I might start. So we've got Ratchet & Clank on the PS5. A lot of people said this was like the most new gen game, if you like, when the PS5 first came out, so that's one I'm really intrigued about. Devil May Cry 5, again, I've never played the Devil May Cry series, but I heard quite a few good things about this one. Mixed reports, actually. Some people say that the older ones are better, but it's one of them that I could potentially put a couple of hours in and think it's not for me, but I feel like I really need to give the series a go, so might try this one. And what I'm edging to at the moment, Super Mario Brothers Wii. Obviously a very different experience to these two, but It's a mainline Mario game that I've never played through. For whatever reason, I just never had it on the Wii when the Wii was like, you know, en vogue and the most sort of up-to-date system. So it's definitely one that I need to get played through. I enjoy all the Mario games. I know the sort of 2D Mario games got boring for some people and people wanted a change, but I enjoy standard 2D left-to-right sort of platforming Mario. I know the guys over at Retro Rivals really enjoyed this, especially multiplayer, so maybe it's something that little man can jump in on with me. But yeah, I'll make a decision later, and no doubt you guys will see which game I end up spending my evening playing. But I'm going to crack on. Okay, so sitting here with my tea, although I do have a bit of Martell in it, living that rock and roll lifestyle. I'm downloading a couple of games, so I've got Ratchet & Clank downloaded on the PS5, and I've got Devil May Cry downloaded on the PS4. Still not decided what I'm going to go with yet. But in the meantime, I'm playing a bit of Gynoog. I showed this on my Vintage Gamer video recently. Love this game. I'm having loads of fun with it. Now I've finished Phelios. This is sort of like my next focus in terms of retro. I tend to have a retro and a modern game on the go at the same time. I flip between the two, and at the moment I've got 3 on the go because I'm also playing Cuphead, which I'm actually using more portably on the Switch. So yeah, currently got 3 games on the go, which I'm sort of flip between depending on what I'm doing and where I'm at and how much time I've got. But yeah, I'll be playing Gynoog for a bit, and then I'll keep you guys posted on which big modern game I decide to go with. Okay, so a quick update. I'm currently watching the guys at Toy Division on the live stream. Shout out to Dan, Andy, and of course Ben from Bugsy's Toy Box. If you're not involved with that, make sure you get involved. Just finished my tea, sad times. But yeah, I tested out Devil May Cry. I put about an hour and a half into it. It feels like a lot of show with no substance. I mean, obviously I've only done an hour and a half. This is not a full review by any means. It's a beautiful looking game, but it's a lot of cutscenes. There's a lot of sort of cinematics, and then play for 2 minutes, and then a 5-minute cinematic, and there doesn't seem to be much flow. Also, it's, I don't know, there's some very sort of cheesy dialogue in it. I'm not sure it's for me. Visually, it's quite impressive, but from the small time I've played it, it's not sort of pulling me in to put more time into it. I was on the fence as to whether it'd be my kind of game anyway, to be honest, so can't say as it's won me over. I'm currently in the process of just starting Ratchet & Clank, so I'll let you know my thoughts on that. But to be honest, I'm in the mood for some retro. This game's so hard. I put a bit of time into this and just about got over the first level. Yeah, the levels are really long, and when you die, it's right back to the start. It's one of them kind of games. But to be honest, after making that video, I really got an itch for some Super Nintendo games. This is what I do after I finish a game, like I finished Ragnarok. I sort of bounce around other games to test them out before committing to the tens of hours it takes to finish one. But there's a few games that I really want to finish this year. One of which is Hagane, widely regarded as the hardest game on the Super Nintendo. That's not the reason why. If anything, that's putting me off. The reason why is because it's such a good game and it cost me a hell of a lot of money, so I feel like I need to get somewhat of my money's worth by playing it. Another game that I've never finished and I've started a couple of times is Donkey Kong Country 2. I'm a huge fan of Donkey Kong Country. I've played through this game numerous times in my life. It's one of the few games I completed as a child. I've probably completed this game 3, 4, 5 times. I've never finished Donkey Kong Country 2. I often hear that this is actually the better game. I don't think it ever will be for me just because of nostalgia, but that's definitely one I need to play through so I can work my way to 3. This has never even been in the SNES. This game's never been in the machine because, I mean, why would it be when I haven't finished 2 yet? So 2's one I've got to play through this year. Obviously, recently picking up this nice mint copy of Lost Vikings. I need to play that. Sparkster also needs to be getting played through. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of Super Nintendo action, hopefully, over the next 12 months. And every now and again I get the itch to play Bomberman as well, but then I always get a little bit disappointed after an hour or so. So not sure if that's there for me really, but yeah. So basically I've spent a couple of hours being indecisive, which, you know, it happens, right?
Retro Ghetto.
Okay, so it's the next morning, and as promised, we are going to get nice and early to CEX. I'm going to be trading in, well, everything you've seen on this vlog, really. We have already looked at the stuff I picked up at the charity shops, the DS game I got yesterday. I've heard on the grapevine there's some nice retro in at CEX today, so I'm hoping we're going to at least grab one game that's caught my eye, if not 2. Last night was a bit of a wasted night, gaming-wise. I think we've all been there as gamers, right? When you finish a game, and then you sort of flitting between different games to start a new one. I tried 2 or 3 games, nothing really grabbed me, so I ended up going back to Cuphead. I reverted to type, and yeah, spent the rest of the evening from about 11 till about 1 in the morning getting frustrated with the game I love to hate, which is Cuphead. I didn't beat one boss, but I was close. I just had to call it a night eventually. But I know how to do it now, and that's part of the battle. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to film too much of this. This vlog's already stacked with hunting, right? So unless I find anything significant in the charity shops, I won't film any of that. But next time you see me, I'll probably be in CEX. So the first game I'm tempted by is Metroid Other M. This is one of them games I just assumed I'd find in a charity shop, but never have. Don't know if now's the time. I don't think it's ever going to be cheaper than a £5. I feel like I need to have the Metroid games in my collection, right? So that's on the maybe pile. Okay, I'm back in the car and that escalated quickly. What was supposed to be me just nipping into town, I need to pick up a few bits anyway and then quick nip into CEX. I actually ended up picking up some really nice stuff. So yeah, I'm heading back to the 3.0 now and I'll show you exactly what I got. Okay, so we're back and of course priorities, got myself a cuppa. And yeah, picked up some really nice bits actually for what was just supposed to be me nipping to the local town. But before we get into that, I want to highlight this. I'm a huge fan of the Toy Division guys. They do a live stream every Wednesday. Make sure you check it out. I'll try and put a link in the comments below. But they did their sort of annual end of year Christmas quiz, and I actually won a prize on there. From shout out to Toy Crusader who put this up to be available for a prize. I answered the question correctly and I won this really cool Rocky 2 action figure. So I want to give a massive shout out to Toy Crusader. If you're interested in toys, make sure you get on with him on Instagram. Even though I won this, obviously I had no money invested in it. It was sent so nicely packaged. As you can see, it's in this nice protective case. Service was second to none. So yeah, I want to give a massive shout out to Toy Crusader and make sure you're following him on Instagram. Which will probably lead to a slippery slope, right? Knowing me, I'll end up going for all those Rocky figures, but that's just the way it is for a collector. But yeah, today I found some really nice bits. I'm not sure what's already been spoiled by that pile having sat there. I mean, it's a vlog, guys, right? I mean, it is what it is. Okay, so we'll start with the lesser bits, the charity shop finds. I found a couple of random things. I found Sacred 3 first edition. It looks on the back very similar to like a Diablo game, maybe like a dungeon crawler. It looks really interesting. This was £1, so yeah, I thought it can't really go wrong with that. CEX sell it for more than £1. I did check before I buy it. But yeah, one for the collection. And we recently found on this vlog, I believe, 50 Cent's classic album, Get Rich or Die Trying. Well, this was the sort of prequel to that 50 Cent Guess Who's Back, but this is Guess Who's Back Again. So this was sort of like an early 50 Cent, probably like a mixtape. This is the sort of thing that would have cut the ear of Eminem and ultimately Dr. Dre, which led to him getting signed by Shady Aftermath. So yeah, always good to find hip-hop in charity shops. I always pick up CDs when I can. Right, okay, so I've got some really nice bits from CEX. As always, shout out Manesh, shout out Joe, shout out the whole CEX crew there. I'm just trying to think which order to show it in. Right, I'm going to show this first. I think I showed this on a previous vlog. I love this. I've been thinking about it ever since. I think it was overpriced. I'm not saying it's overpriced for CEX because it might be this price on eBay. I haven't checked. But for what it is, I think it's expensive. But I just wanted it so badly. And that is the original. It's a triple DVD of the early Super Mario Bros. Super Show. I mean, I don't know why there's 2 supers in the title, but I mean, let's look at that goodness, right? Look at that old school artwork, 3 DVDs, and one of the sort of key drivers for this, as well as it being very, very cool to me, is I can put this on with Little Man. I'd rather have this in the background than Blippi, or some of the rubbish that kids are watching these days. So, yeah, shout out to Manesh, you're a star on this one. And I got a couple of nice games. So the first one, as I alluded to, was one that I was aware was going to be there before I went. I'd seen that they had some really nice Mega Drive games in. They sort of posted online that they'd had some really nice Mega Drive games in. I was hoping this one was still in stock, and here it is. It's Biohazard Battle. Guys, let me know in the comment section if you've had any experience with this game. I picked it up simply because it's a shmup. I love my 16-bit era shmups. I think this is like £18, but it's in really nice condition. As you can see, complete nice condition. And yeah, really happy to add another shmup to my Mega Drive collection. I've got quite a few now. Just finished Felios. I'm still playing through Guy Now. Still don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, I'm going to be giving Biohazard Battle a blast for sure. So I'll be letting you guys know probably in the next vlog my thoughts on this. And finally, this game is almost the culmination of this vlog in its entirety, because this is bang on to the pound and the result of what we picked up in Lichfield, all those Xbox One games that we picked up. Not the Pro Evo, because I decided to keep that because that's reverted back on their system now to standard copy of Pro Evo, not worth trading it in. And I think there is some rarity in the France edition. But anyway, we've already spoke about that. And also the Mario Bros DS game that we found. Those together led to £22 voucher. This game was £22, but it's always really nice when you find a game in CEX. It's in nice condition, it's got the manual, and it's a game you've been actively wanting. This is a game I've really been wanting. It's been on my radar for a couple of months now. It's available on PS2 as well, which is probably cheaper, but I wanted the GameCube version because if I can, I do prefer to buy on Nintendo consoles. And that is Batman Rise of Shinzu. Again, apologies for the glare, guys. It's a Ghetto vlog, Ghetto by name, Ghetto by nature. Batman Rise of Shinzu. Heard a lot of good things about this. It just looks really interesting. I think one of the people I heard speak about this game was Mark at Geordie Slasher Gaming. Amongst others, it's been one of them that's been on my radar for quite some time. It's just like a very unique art style, and one that I think stands up and holds a test of time more so than the sort of this era of gaming when it tried to be too realistic. This has almost got like a cel-shaded animation to it. And I think it's like a beat 'em up, but you go from bottom to top rather than left to right. But yeah, it's always one of them games I've really been intrigued by, and really happy to add it to my collection, especially on the GameCube. So yeah, I think this is like a nice little way to end the vlog, right? If I'm just nipping into my local town, I think there's some nice stuff here. Again, let me know about Biohazard Battle if you've played it. And of course, we've got this Mario. But I think I've got to end this vlog, right? We've had a great week. It's been stacked between the charity shop hunting, the toy fair, and the CEX hunting that we've done today. Yeah, we've done a lot, and I've been really happy with what I've been able to find. I need to crack on because I've got to get this edited and I've got to start working on the next video. Yeah, but I'm really enjoying it. I want to thank everybody for the support with these videos. It really is much appreciated. So, as always, play your games, keep it retro. I'll see you again real soon. Take care.
Retro Ghetto.